So you are someone who's going to take the ACT on April 5th of 2022. We're going to go back into Naviance test prep. So we're going to click on the icon that you have accessible in this PowerPoint. It's going to open up a tab that asks you to log back into your Naviance student account. Remember, it's your school email. I've got a different username set up. Your password for most of you is that first letter of your first name, first 5 letters of your last name, and then your lunch number. Hit continue, and that'll get us back into Naviance. And then if you scroll down on the left, there is a link that says Naviance Test Prep. And it'll take a minute to load this up. So while that's happening, you're going to have a choice of 2 different activities once you get back into Naviance Test Prep. One of them is picking up from where you left off, and I'll start there. And then we're going to talk about one other option. So loads up the dashboard. If you recall, you are on what is called the adaptive study plan. And I can check that when I click on the side and it talks or shows that we're in the adaptive plan. That's how we had you set yours up previously. So one option as far as your task is to simply, right over here where it says study task, it's the next item in the plan. And if you just click on that or tap on that, it's going to take you, many of you, back into a diagnostic assessment, and it's going to pick up where you left off, and please just continue from there. If you are not a fan of the adaptive assessment, because you did it before and you're like, I did some of it, I don't know if I've really learned anything yet, and I haven't come back to it since, well, maybe you want to try something different. So your other option today, on the left, or in your drop-down when you're on your iPad, you need to find the menu where you get to select Practice. So once I select Practice, what we want you to notice is that each of these categories matches, first of all, the main subject area for each of the 4 tests on the ACT: English, Math, Reading, and Science. So if you browse through the sub-topics underneath the main topic, you'll see how the ACT is going to be broken down as far as topics and concepts. So take a minute, browse through it, and many of you right away, you'll see English, Math, Reading, and Science, and you're like, oh yeah, reading, not my thing. I'm not a super strong reader. It takes me a long time. I'm nervous about the ACT because I know it's going to be timed. I really need to just practice that, and I already know it. I don't need an adaptive assessment to tell me. Same might be true for Math or English or Science. And then within those, well, what is it you might need to focus on? Again, if I'm a reader for whom it takes some time, I think I better figure out how to read for key ideas and details. So all we're going to do today, you won't get through all 117 questions, but if you select key ideas and details under reading, it's going to take you right into this specific practice category. And once you select the green button that says practice category, it's going to start giving you questions, and it's going to keep track of your answer time and how long it takes you to answer correctly versus incorrectly. So it's going to give you some feedback that includes some of that pacing. So if I select practice category, it's going to go in, and again, this is what's going to happen in the ACT. If you're someone who's like, oh man, I got to read all that, and you don't want to today, well, it's going to make it really hard for you to prepare for the ACT. The reality is that's what you're going to be faced with. So if you could spend some time on this today, it might help you in a couple months when you are faced with the real deal on April 5th. Okay. Once you've gone through and practiced some things, you provide an answer, you identify what your confidence level was around that particular one, and then you move on, you hit confirm, and you go to the next one. If you absolutely are like, nope, skipping it, you can. If you keep skipping things over and over again, it's probably not going to help your cause over time, but it is your option. So that gets you into a specific practice subject and a subject within a subject. So if I click done and then back to practice, it'll take me to these same categories. I can see how I do as far as percent correct after I've done some practice categories, and that's the deal. So today, again, from your home screen that should pop up right away with the adaptive plan, you can go right into study task. It's going to pick up where you left off in the adaptive assessment, or go to a specific practice test and take it from there.